a genius who once fell. That is how many remember Ariel Ortega. His name evokes more emotion than mere numbers to this day. With the ball glued to his feet, he made River Plate fans dream. But what remains when the applause fades and the stadium is empty? That is exactly where our story begins. In the early 1990s, Ortega emerged at River Plate and decided games as if he had never done anything else. He didn't need a long adjustment period or careful development. His football wasn't born of discipline, but of intuition. It quickly became clear that he was stronger with freedom than with a system. River gave him space, and he responded with decisive moments. The winning of the Copa Libertadores in 1996 marked not just a sporting highlight, but opened the door to greater expectations. The move to Europe at the end of the 1990s seemed logical. In Spain, and later in Italy, his quality remained. But the game became more structured, the space tighter, and his influence more irregular. It wasn't a dramatic collapse, but a quiet indication that his talent needed freedom. In the early 2000s, he returned to Argentina. At River, he found his familiar role again, and later at Newell's Old Boys. He didn't change his style. He didn't reinvent himself. He played where his vision made sense. He was also a presence in the national team during the major tournaments of the 1990s and early 2000s. He caused trouble for opponents in individual moments, but he was never the long-term center of a project. His career ended without much drama well into the 2010s. He reduced his public presence and let the cycle wind down at his own pace. Was that perhaps his smartest decision? Today, Ariel Ortega lives in Buenos Aires, far from the media noise and without any need for staging. He acquired the house back in the 1990s at the height of his career. However, it wasn't until after his final retirement in the 2000s that he moved in permanently with his wife and family. Since then, this house has become the true center of his daily life. The facade is simple, clearly structured, and blends inconspicuously into the residential neighborhood. No luxury is on display, no flashy gestures. In the back, a quiet garden opens up with manicured vegetation, simple paths, and a discreet pool. That is where he sits, hosting close friends or simply enjoying the silence he often lacked during his active years. In these walls, he raised his children together with his wife and built a stable family routine. It is a place to stay, not to impress. At the same time, Buenos Aires keeps him close to River Plate, the club he always considered his true home. This house is more than property. It is an expression of peace, belonging, and continuity. But how was he able to secure this stability financially? According to public reports, Ariel Ortega's current net worth is estimated at around $5 million. This sum is not the result of short-term speculation or spectacular business models, but the outcome of a long sporting journey. In recent years, this wealth has remained largely stable. It reflects a lifestyle without a constant drive for financial expansion, characterized by moderation and control. The most important source of income is his ongoing connection with River Plate. Through Legends matches, official commemorative events, honors, and symbolic club activities, he earns about $100,000 per year. This income represents less an economic ambition than an emotional bond. It is a form of recognition born from the shared history between player and club. Additionally, Ortega regularly appears on television programs, football talk shows, and at public events in Argentina. This presence brings him approximately $30,000 annually. Even if these amounts may seem small compared to active professional contracts, they provide him with a constant and predictable source of income. Another component of his income comes from image rights and archival material. Historical footage, commemorative releases, digital content, and documentary material surrounding his career generate about $1,000 per year with almost no active effort. Added to this are smaller fees from friendly matches, local football events, and symbolic appearances that supplement his total annual income. In total, his current annual earnings amount to around $160,000. This sum enables him to live a quiet, stable life in harmony with his decisions after retiring from professional football. Compared to other players of his generation, this wealth might seem moderate, but for Ortega, it means security, independence, and inner peace. Isn't it precisely this consistency that many look for after an intense career? Besides his reputation as an extraordinary footballer, Ariel Ortega has also been valued for his quiet social engagement for over 12 years. His first major charitable initiative in this context took place in 2016 in Ledesma, Jujuy. A testimonial match at the Club Atlético Ledesma Stadium gathered around 12,000 spectators as well as former River Plate players. The The tickets cost 100 Argentine pesos, and a sum between 8,000 and 10,000 US dollars was collected, which went entirely to social projects of the Fundación River Plate in Libertador General San Martín. The focus was on children's and community projects. On the same day, Ortega participated in the inauguration of a new sports field at the Manuel Dorrego School, which he had attended as a child. The project, funded by the Fundación River Plate, represented a social investment between 25,000 and 30,000 US dollars and benefited more than 1,000 students from a region with limited resources. Already in 2013, his farewell match at the Monumental Stadium had a charitable component. Although no official figures were published, it is estimated that over 50,000 US dollars went towards social programs associated with River Plate. Even after his career ended, he participated in football clinics in northern Argentina, providing young players with his time and experience. His commitment is characterized by continuity and presence. He uses football as a bridge to achieve a concrete and quiet impact in communities. But what does his personal life really look like away from the public eye? At 51 years old, Ariel Ortega is in a calmer and more stable phase of his life. By his side is Danis Molinares, the woman who has accompanied him through many highs and lows. In the 2000s, their relationship went through publicly difficult moments, but over time, both decided to stay together and quietly build a new balance. The couple has at least 3 children. The eldest daughter, Sol Ortega, lives quite privately, though she occasionally appears at commemorative events alongside her father. Manuela was mentioned several times during the more difficult years of his life and was considered an important emotional pillar. His son Tomas accompanied him onto the pitch at his farewell match at the Monumental in 2012. That moment, the embrace between father and son, remained so significant that Ortega immortalized it as a tattoo on his arm in 2018. Since the 2010s, he has deliberately avoided media attention. His daily life is simple. Mornings often begin with workouts in the gym, a routine he maintains consistently and occasionally shares on social media. His days are not marked by a dense schedule but continue to revolve around River Plate. He participates in symbolic matches, events, and autograph sessions, and meets with former teammates to play football or celebrate birthdays. Today, Ariel Ortega leads a stable and contented life. Football is still part of his identity, but it no longer defines it entirely. If you enjoy such stories about the lives of former footballers, support this video with a like and subscribe to the channel. Another exciting story awaits you in the next post. Ariel Ortega has found a life today characterized by peace and consistency. Football continues to accompany him, but it is no longer at the center of his existence. From the celebrated talent emerged a person who prioritizes stability over fame. If you are interested in such authentic stories, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another portrait.